Welcome, everyone, to week 3 of the Absolver Academy. We didn't leave. We have 6 sets to review tonight. 2 from EU, 4 from NA that we're looking forward to. For EU, we have Riki Aeon and Solore, Darklight, and Hobokaki versus Sturmy. In NA, we have Stunfreed, otherwise known as Kaipaxa, versus Truegrave. Agaween versus BS Ninja. Duck, not your average, or just your average, rather. Duck versus PT9073. And Corb versus Apollo. Commentating tonight, we have Jackson and Red Rain, and of course, good job streaming as per usual. So welcome.
Howdy.
Howdy. You took howdy from me. God damn it. What am I supposed to say now,
I've been
Jackson?
saying howdy for years. I'm sorry I got there first.
No, you're fine.
What am I supposed to say now?
I mean,
Thank you for being here.
yeah, happy to help. Happy to be here.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you know anything about the match we're gonna watch, Jackson?
I know that we saw Hobokaki play during Jade Fest, I believe. And I think we saw Sturmy play as well, more recently in the heavyweight bracket. But I couldn't tell you exactly the skill level of either of these guys. I seem to recall Hobokaki did pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I can see some sliding around.
As always, the most powerful creature between two opponents in an Absolver match is the internet connection.
That's true. People don't know about the ISP meta.
Yeah, okay. I like the I understand hammer kick is kind of the baby brother of front kick. It's generally worse unless you're playing against specific styles, but I still like to see it.
Yeah. I think it's easy to give hammer kick more hate than it deserves because it's like, oh, the feint, if you're really, really good, is reactable. It's like, okay.
The feint is a little bit worse, the range is worse, the tracking is worse, the recovery is worse, but that damage, though. I feel like, really, what it boils down to is if you know you're not going to be playing against Windfall, then I think there's an argument for hammer kick being, fine.
Yeah.
But we are seeing a Windfall mirror here, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the tracking there.
Mm-hmm.
Not following his opponent at all. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's the lag right there. You saw that? You saw that hammer kick connecting on the delay? It looks like
I didn't see the hammer kick connecting. Did you see the hammer kick connecting?
Well, it depends on what you mean by connecting. From a certain perspective, as far as the game is concerned, it did in fact connect.
Yeah. The game certainly seems to think it connected.
Yeah. Oh. The word of the netcode is law, after all. Yeah, did you see that underknee kick? I mean, I guess he was mashing.
No, that was supposed to work like that. Underneath +4 into 16, so hook is a 13.
Sturmy is really he's controlling the pace pretty well with these temple knocks. It's hard for Hobokaki to ever get going. Seems like every time he starts to get going, he just gets his turn taken or avoided, and then loses way more than he gains every interaction.
Did you see that messed up unlock reset and the temple knock still connected?
Yeah, he got like the wide hit on it at the very end. Hit with like the latest possible frame of temple knock.
It's actually good for you. You get extra frame advantage.
Makes you a little bit more plus. So that's Sturmy taking game 1 pretty easily, honestly. It didn't look like he was really struggling there.
Yeah, Sturmy's been grinding. I do know that. He recently got promoted, so
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we saw him do pretty good at the heavyweight tournament just recently.
yeah,
Now,
he's
I
been
don't know how much Hobokak he's been playing.
he's
but,
been sparring a lot with Joe.
Yeah, that'll make you strong pretty quick.
The producer having a little too much to drink on the weekend.
See, what I would love to see Hobokaki do is more of what he's doing right now. He's just beginning to do it, which is leverage his bounce knee drunk smash mix. It's so strong.
It's
And
very
it's
strong.
strong at all levels of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. It's not like maybe it's not the most meta thing ever meted, but it is still really strong.
Yeah.
And very simple to use.
Reliable and easy to use.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter how talented you are at this game. If someone's throwing those two moves at you in a loop, you know, some of them are gonna get through eventually. You know, you can't guess right every time.
You will eventually hit them, it's true.
Uh-oh.
Maybe Sturmy will not eventually hit him.
Yeah, maybe he'll throw a Falcon Punch directly into Hobokaki's block, and it's just not going to do anything. The connection will simply retcon that one.
Listen, you just don't understand the power of Hobokaki's essence magic to send Falcon Punch to the fold.
He's using a different shard ability than we're used to. He seems to have some kind of, you know, we can't see the shards on Hobokaki because we're not watching his perspective, but he's hitting that D-pad for the lag switch, I bet.
Yeah, that'd be
I mean,
Shadow
even
Lord,
with the
right?
connection shenanigans, you know, maybe giving one player or another a bit of an edge here, I don't think that it's affecting the outcome too much. It looks like, you know, Sturmy just has a solid control of everything. Every situation, he's not afraid. He's looking very comfortable.
Yeah. He's getting a lot of heavies on block.
Yeah. Which is, you know, even
You
if
can
you don't
see,
hit him with
like,
the
right
heavy,
now, you can
force
see the
him to block
stamina.
it, you're good. Sturmy probably just gonna wait, sit in his block for a while, maybe fish for a temple knock. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, exactly what you said.
Well, because that's what he's been doing the whole match. Is he's been sitting in block. He's like, well, I know that that Kaki's not really threatening my stamina that much, and he's not being correct on enough interactions for me to really worry about losing too much health if I'm wrong. So I'm just gonna hang out, wait for him to, you know, burn his stamina a little bit, and now it's, you know, the dice roll is just favored for him to press temple knock in that situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, even if he's wrong and even if he dies for it, he's up the stock advantage.
Exactly.
So.
It's, you know, we might as well just, you know, poke him out, play conservatively like that. Ooh, look. Okay, so here's what I'm saying. He ate like one drunk smash, one bouncy, and a couple of 12 frames. He's half dead already. Like, Hobokaki's got to be doing more of that. Just leverage the incredibly powerful looping heavy mix that your deck is built around. Try and, you know, make him flinch with that.
Yeah, he's
'Cause he
starting
has
it
to
up.
affect it. You can't just block those forever.
Yeah. He was starting it up again. He got he was getting into the heavy pressure, but just didn't have enough health.
I played these games.
The long range on hammer kick, actually. Right, Sturmy deploying some form of telekinesis with his skip feint there.
Yeah.
Aber trotzdem sagt, er hat die Spiele vorher
People don't know about the Absolver superhuman magic. This is just,
You know, you got netcode magic, you got skip feint magic, there's probably some other types that you know
This is
come
just-
up every once in a while.
lore accurate Absolver. That's all.
Yeah, this is what the guides don't want you to know about. Ooh, see, there we go. He tricks him. He gets him to bite on the feint and takes it with bouncing.
Yeah, but he is starting with stock down.
Oh yeah, stock down with
2/3 of a
very
health
low
bar. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of this deck setup that Sturmy's running. He's got Hammer Kick, Knee Strike, and Falcon Punch. I like it.
It's definitely different. And I think what's really killing Hobo is there's so many Hammer Kicks that he's just eating on block.
Yeah.
And then he's getting into these situations where he has to panic and he's losing a lot of health for it. So he avoided late there, gets hit by Hammer Kick. Ducks gets hit by Hammer Kick.
Yeah, and the Hammer Kick just does a lot of damage. It's confirming the Drunk Crane after. And it's like, you're playing Windfall. You can afford to bite on Hammer Kick a little bit more, you know? Like, it's not going to track you as hard as Front Kick does.
Yeah.
And what does he have after? He's got, what, Side Kick? He's got an Imperial March type stuff?
Yeah, Side Kick and Crane. So the thing is, if you dodge Hammer Kick, you can probably duck the Side Kick, and then Crane might not even track as the punish. So he has to reset into Inside Kick, which you can do. It's just a lot more load on Sturmy to do. So
yeah, and it doesn't give him as much of a punish either. So yeah, Sturmy takes that one pretty clean. I honestly think, like, you know, connection jank aside, and as always, if Kaki had just found a way to, you know, leverage his heavy mix, his drunk smash bounce knee loop, leverage that a little bit more. Don't give Hammer Kick quite so much respect. Like, obviously you got to respect it a little bit, but you know, you can't just sit there and eat all of them. You got to avoid every once in a while. And then on top of that, once you do start avoiding the Hammer Kick, keep in mind that if he's feint punishing you with Side Kick, it's a buffer punish, so you can, you know, have some trigger discipline to avoid that, and that's going to force him to start using, like, you know, like you said, reset Inside Kick. And honestly, what do you care if you get feint punished into a 12 frame a couple times? That's not really that big of a deal when your feint punishes are drunk smash and bounce knee. You know what I mean?
yeah. And every time you hit bounce knee, you get another safe drunk smash.
Yeah.
So
it just keeps snowballing.
Just the power of the loop.
Yeah. But well played by Sturmy. He was playing pretty well there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want to say, you know, that it was that Hobokaki threw it completely and that Sturmy didn't earn it. He was controlling that pace really well. He was throwing the hammer kicks when he was, you know, he seemed to realize that he could kind of get away with it. He was sitting on Temple Knock when he had the stamina lead and stuff like that. He played it well.
Yeah, I think Sturmy just showed awareness of what he could throw on block. I think he, like, if Hobokaki started avoiding, I think he could have made the adaptation and, you know, kept playing the game. So very well played by Sturmy.
All right. Well, up next, it looks like we got who's this? Freaky Aeon and Solore, Stagger and Forsaken.
Is that the matchup?
That's what I'm looking at on the screen right now. I'm assuming.
I've been playing a lot of Stagger lately. I'm not gonna lie. Stagger is Stagger is certainly a class you can play in the game.
That is true. It is one of the styles.
It evokes a lot of strong feelings from a lot of people.
So some of our commentators may be slightly biased against Stagger, and I can't say I blame them.
On the other hand, just abuse the game with Stagger.
True.
And when people cry about it,
we're here to get victories. You know, sometimes you just. Wise man once said, "Pick a top tier."
I like the patience from Aeon we're seeing so far, right? Not like a bunch of crazy moves being thrown.
Yeah.
Like fishing for hooks. Trying to feint into a parry, but that didn't work out. I don't mind the EQ to get the health advantage right now, either.
Right. Get your health back, stop the Stagger from, you know, sitting on their stamina stacks quite as much.
Oh yeah, that might be a trap. He might have to block that bounce knee when he gets parried.
Oh yeah, I didn't, because Stagger's got slower startup than the other abilities.
Oh, you parried the wrong way.
Big.
This is a big moment. Oh my god.
Takes it with the EQ, yeah. I mean, honestly,
EQ
if you have the opportunity to hit the D-pad and secure the round, it's almost never a bad idea.
It's always good, especially for a stock.
Yeah. Even if, you know, technically there might have been a more, I guess, meter-efficient way to close that out, it's like, if it gets you the stock, it gets you the stock.
Well, any damage you get when you have, like, stock advantage is basically free damage.
Right. Yeah, I'm liking, like you said, I'm liking Aeon's patience here. He's doing a good job of just kind of. That was big for him. Drunk smash into the stagger front stumble. Clean, very clean second stock.
Power of hook bounce knee drunk smash.
Yeah, it's extremely good. Especially that loop kind of nullifies front stagger as an option, especially when you're up 2 rounds at this point. Because like, what is he gonna do? He's gonna front stagger into 140 damage bounce knee or 200 damage drunk smash. Like neither of those is really gonna get him where he wants to be.
Yeah. And front stagger is only 65 damage, so
yeah, so he doesn't.
It's just a bad
trade.
trade.
That trade all day.
Unless you're like getting a crap ton done on your turn, which right now he's down 2 stocks.
Right. Front stagger is effectively like eliminated as an option. It just the numbers are not good for him if he wants to keep using it. And then shit
God.
like that can happen too. Look at that hook into parry the front stagger. That's crazy.
Yeah. That was a crazy reaction. That was great.
Quick with it. Yeah, I mean, Aeon can just he can just keep pressing right now. He is completely able to push the advantage because he's got so much health to work with. He doesn't have to respect a whole lot, right? When you're up 2 stocks like that.
Yeah, just throw buttons and just see what happens. Like, a big part of Absolver is just throwing buttons to see what happens and remembering what happened later. Like,
yeah, that's the important part.
Just because
that's
you
the
don't
part
know
a lot
what's
of people
gonna
get stuck on is the remember what happens when it comes up the next time.
Yeah, that's the hard part. Right? But a lot of people get like really afraid because they're like, I don't know, like I'm risking my life pressing this drunk smash. Just like, yeah, not really. Like, come on, just throw the drunk smash.
Just remember what happened the last 2 times you threw it, and then make a guess, man.
Yeah, it's easy, right?
Yeah, this is going much the same way that first game did. I mean, the first stock of the first game was closer, but this was looking a little bit more Aeon favored.
Did you see the wallop blow hit the side stagger?
Yeah, the horizontal wallop blow, the old classic.
Mid horizontal, yeah.
Been that way for 7 years. Or when did they make this game? Like the whole time, man.
Yeah.
Moves crazy.
Getting close to 8.
Dude, you can tell Solore doesn't really know how to put on the pressure right now. He's trying to figure out like, how do I crack this guy open? He's throwing a lot of just staggers into staggers on his block, which isn't really. It's not going to get you a whole lot done,
Yeah.
I mean, playing against a Forsaken who's got your number and is chunking you with these like bounce knee punishes or even just mashing out with hook and threatening the bounce knee, and it can feel like a impenetrable wall. To the point where, I'm not sure what Solore's got in his deck to really get guard pressure going. You know what I mean? Like, he's got spinning high kick off of the side kick there, but what else does he have?
It looks like he's got the spinning high kick feint into temple knock liver stance, right? Which can definitely elicit some reactions. If not the spinning high kick, then, temple liver. Because usually after liver knee is cleaver wobble, and Forsakens love going for that breakpoint, but you can lose a lot going for that breakpoint as Forsaken. So you can feint wobble into face back fist, and that's real a lot of the time.
Yeah, Forsaken with the higher recovery is they get punished a little harder from setups like that.
Yeah.
Other classes. Once again, just pop the EQ and secure the round. No reason not to do it. Solore didn't seem to be using any powers there, and he had I saw he had fencing punch liver knee, but I don't know. He couldn't get any kind of meaningful stamina pressure going, and he wasn't using his powers to nullify bad situations for himself or force good situations.
Yeah, I think Solore is having a hard time. I think a lot of people don't catch on to this. Like, you can start thinking about the game as either like it's like a combination of fishing for like rhythm patterns and also like move specific behaviors. So like people will always react to like certain moves, like spinning high kick right here, right? Like everyone wants to style ability spinning high kick, right? Or are they doing something like every other move, and are they always doing something every other move?
Right. Are they always mashing out when they rotate to a certain stance, or are they always avoiding and then throwing a specific move from one of their stance? You know, there are little things you can kind of pick up on.
Yeah, it's hard if you haven't fought against people like aware of some of this stuff.
It just, more than anything, it just takes playing a lot of opponents a lot of times. Which I don't know how long Solor's been playing this game. I know Aeon's been around for at least a little while. I've seen him post it.
That was a good back stagger. We're getting some big stagger damage. Oh, but
he's starting to work it. Ooh, bouncing, he chases down that side stagger.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, sword! Let's go.
I can't
tell.
tell.
For power?
Does he think he's going to EQ? Was the stick pull a mistake? There's a bit of a staring contest going on.
Producer hovering the time.
The producer is literally fast forwarding through the staring contest. I'm not really sure what to make of that. I feel like Solora, he missed an input and feels honor bound to not swing the sword. I don't really know.
The confusion.
About half a minute of AFK time, according to producer.
Yeah.
That is strange. Okay, Solor, if you're listening to this, next time just pull that sword on purpose and slice his ass up. There's nothing wrong with it. Nobody's gonna judge you. In fact, we would prefer to see it.
I actually would. I think people give swords a bad rep that it doesn't deserve. I think swords are great. I think sword decks are great. I think, you know, paying 4 or 5 shards for decent cut damage, big opportunity cost there, and people should know how to play around it.
Yeah. And, you know, think of it this way. Freaky Aeon, he's throwing the earthquakes willy-nilly. Look at that. He's throwing another one right now. Like, there's no whatever honor system you have in your mind right now of not using powers or something like that. It's just not necessary. The earthquakes are already flying. Pull out that sword. Now, Solor has taken a round. While we were yapping a little bit, look at that. He got one.
Yeah, he did.
So.
He finally got... That was... I think the first stock he took this set. So
he was starting to, you know, his staggers in the first couple games were not getting much for him. He was kind of flicking the stick a little panicky, but he was starting to get a little more control over it towards the end. There was the one stock where he got a few good ones in a row and tacked on some nice damage.
Yeah, I definitely think for a player like Solor, you have to decide to press buttons and just remember, all right, this move got parried. And then when you get around to it again, you feint it instead.
Yeah.
And that's really where you start. It's
especially
like
when you're going up against Forsaken, they're not going to be doing a lot of like double styling your feint mix-ups. You know what I mean? Forsaken's recovery is a little long for that most of the time.
Yeah.
So
sure.
in theory, it's a little easier to keep track of those nuances against Forsaken specifically.
So, I think that's all I have to say for that match. All right. So, that was all of the matches we have this week for Europe.
Just 2 of them. I believe what do we have, like?
I don't even think I think Europe side's a little bit smaller than the NA side, right? I haven't actually seen the bracket. But producer's telling me it is, so.
What do we got? Like 5 or 6 NA matches or something today? 4 NA matches today, I'm told. Okay. I'm thinking the turnout for this for Student League has been pretty good lately.
You know, it's been good since Locke started it. I gotta say, it's been good since Locke started. Now, I think this league, it opened up to Disciples as well. I think partly because we don't have a lot of Disciples at the moment. Or a lot of active Disciples. Only on the EU side. Okay,
well,
yeah, EU is struggling.
EU tends to have a slightly smaller player base. You know what's interesting is EU has the, you know, somewhat of a smaller player base compared to NA, and yet they had more entrants in the heavyweight bracket a couple weeks ago than NA did, and in fact, they had more entrants in the heavyweight bracket than they had for Jade Fest. So
I
maybe
didn't know
EU
that.
just loves a
I didn't
good
know that,
gimmick, you
actually.
know?
Just run meme tournaments, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. They let the Russians participate. It's usually a no-no for Jade Fest because the Europe server likes to say Russia is the Latin America of EU.
Yeah, we gotta, you know, when we run these things, we try to mitigate connection problems as much as possible. But there are certain times where the only thing you can do is say, "Sorry, your region is too far away."
Yeah, I mean, trying to
All right.
play on a server with 200 ping is
It's not ideal.
no,
Okay,
not very
we
good.
got who's this?
Not with
Sunfree
netcode
and,
this bad.
and Truegrave. Now I don't know if you saw this, but Sunfreed, who is our perspective here, is level 59. He's missing a skill point compared to his opponent.
Yeah. He also can't respec his character for a bit.
Yeah, and he apparently doesn't know Temple Run.
Ooh, we got the Omni combo coming out. Oh, big spinning mic.
Now I haven't heard of
Wonder.
which is always a good thing.
I have seen Truegrave before. He's been around, but not active in the server. Really. Oh my god, that was a late duck. If he ducks the spinning high kick earlier, he doesn't get hit by that foot.
EQ's flying.
Yeah.
Sunfreed does not know leg breaker either. It's always interesting. It's been, I don't know, a long time since I've seen that icon on my screen, you know? The, like, learning in progress one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
he
no!
accidentally feints his guard break. Tragic.
That is so sad.
I like that he has, because I'm looking at this deck, and I think that this is definitely a student's deck to
Yeah.
not be harsh about it or anything. But I think that he's got some decent ideas in here. Like, he has guard break punishes set up off his like heavies, off his moves that are likely to break. You know, he's maybe
got
fumbling
something
the
set up.
execution.
Wait, hold on. So he's got 360 in one stance and spinning high kick in the other?
Yes, he wants both.
Yeah, okay. That's interesting.
Honestly, this is a rare argument to make to use tornado kick, is if you already have spinning high kick somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Well, I've actually used 360 like after side kick.
Same. I'm a big fan of that stuff.
Uh-oh, no stam. Yeah,
I like
EQ
it when,
comes out.
dude, he hit the no stam and he stood there scared. He didn't panic. He didn't, hold block and get broken. He did his best to react to what was coming at him.
He didn't press EQ on nothing either.
Yeah.
Right. That happens a lot when people are on no stam. So this is pretty good. I'm
I'm seeing some rough edges, but like that's to be expected. As far as I'm concerned, the fact that he's got like decent setups and seemingly pretty good awareness otherwise is like that.
Oh, I don't think he has anything safe after switch kick. He's got switch kick cleaver and I think switch kick 360.
Ooh, he breaks, but he goes red and he's not going to get anything off it.
Oh, the back walk.
Back on the stick.
The back walk.
We'll get that habit out of him.
We'll shame it.
I mean, Sunfreed's pressure is just it's quite strong because of all these super heavies, and Truegrave is not really getting out of the way of enough of them. But when he is avoiding, it's a panic avoid, and then he's getting chunked by Flute. Now, I would be curious to see if I'm Truegrave right now, and let's assume that I have somewhat of an understanding of frame data. I'm looking at all these super heavies, and I'm thinking it's probably time for me to start blocking and pressing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, he's got nothing safe after. He's got nothing safe after switch kick and cleaver.
Yeah. So a lot of this pressure is, it's scary if you don't know, but once you have passed the knowledge check, you realize, like, oh, I can kind of just press for free here.
Yeah, you block and you mash 12. That is not a guard break combo.
May not be a guard break combo, but he's getting some work done on it regardless.
That is true. This is a tense moment. Oh, any other 12 would have killed.
The wrong button. Didn't matter though. They're both using EQ when you're supposed to. That's, you love to see that.
Yeah, I mean the miss confirm for Truegrave.
Yeah, that is bad.
But the other thing is that EQ into low back fist would have killed if it was any other 12 frame. That was good though. Shadow Void. Oh my. Oh no, confirm on spinning high kick. Okay. Well, that was good. I wish we saw the confirm on spinning high kick after Shadow Void. Because you miss out on 100 damage there, but it ended up
at least he got the big hit.
Yeah. Oh, no stamina.
I mean, dude, that's what keeps happening. Is Truegrave will block a couple of super heavies and he just immediately goes out. These are the moments you gotta leverage this. Take your full punish. Yeah, there it is.
There we go. Oof. Okay. Getting some patience into the dock. That could.
Bit of a weak confirm on that spinning high kick.
Yeah. Very weak confirm. Any other? I shouldn't say that.
To mash out. He was either panicking or he was expecting another flute swing. Which, if he was looking for the flute swing, I don't blame him because they've been, Sunfried's just been throwing him out for most of this set.
Well, it's also hard to not panic when you were up half a stock and you're about to lose it, right?
Right.
It's really easy to panic.
Mental shattering moment.
Oh, too early.
Just barely too early.
Liver-knee? No. Not jumping these close heels. Oh no, just mash! Just mash!
Ooh, he's mashing a little bit here, but he's mashing with his heavies. He's not getting him out.
Yeah.
If you just press the 12 frame, brother. You see all these super heavies coming at you on your block. Like, what is he throwing on your block that's making that save? The answer is almost certainly nothing. So just, press your 12 frame, maybe stand there a little bit to get your stamina back, but you can't let him be running this this type of offense on you forever.
Well, in his top right, he's got crushing palm leg breaker, it looks like. He's doing the Sturmy setup.
Yeah.
Well, a variation of it, I should say. Uh-oh.
That's the other thing. A lot of these times I'm seeing him sidestep, trying to get out of the way of low back fist. It's just the math doesn't really reward you for trying to sidestep low back fist. You don't have to interact with that move. Just let it hit your guard, look for the other things,
Yeah, there is a point where you should interact with low back fist. We're just not there yet.
Yeah. Yeah, Sunfried is he's just getting away with controlling the speed of the match. He gets it seems like it's almost always Sunfried's turn,
Yes.
And it's because Truegrave is letting it be his turn. Maybe he doesn't know that he's giving up turns, but he is, whether he knows it or not.
He gets a little he's not sure how to pressure. Because he sees this movement from Sunfried, but oh, that's not real. But he dodged into it. Oh no, he misses a side kick. If he let that side kick go. If he lets that side kick go, he could have hit him for sure. But it's hard to know because Sunfried's moving a lot. It's hard to tell what he's moving for.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if he's biting on your feint punishes with intentionality or if he's just kind of operating on instinct.
Oh, the buffer.
Truegrave is probably thinking like, well, do I need to slow it down? Do I need to apply more pressure? Do I need to, go animal mode and just start hitting buttons and trying to kill him?
See, I think in situations like this, you got to be really aggressive on offense and be really patient on defense, right? Because we're seeing these like early ducks on spinning high kick, getting hit by some of these heavies that, Truegrave does not have to get hit by.
Mm-hmm.
But
the
also,
inverse of that too is that you see Sunfred. He was panic sidestepping there at basically full stamina. He's not waiting until he's blocked a little bit or something like that to try and reverse with his style ability and get his turn back. So you
we see a mash after
really pressing.
We saw the mash after Cleaver. Yeah, panic ducking.
He doesn't get the guard break converted, and once again gasses himself out and starts hitting the sticks.
Yeah, when you see ducks like that in front of you, you have to press 12. Yeah.
Truegrave takes it. Sunfred takes it clean.
Yeah.
I really think, like, despite being a 3, it was the very classic 3-0, but it was close. You know what I mean? I think Truegrave doesn't need to make that
I
many
can see what you're
adjustments.
saying. It's definitely a 3-0 though.
Oh yeah.
So, like, the consistency. This is where you see like the consistency difference between each opponent, right? Because they both had good ideas, right? And we could both see the really good ideas they had on offense or defense, or even with some of their deck ideas. But what I was saying about, like, Truegraves, like, when I was describing, like, what he should do as being, like, really hurdly on defense but really aggressive on offense when he finally does realize it is his turn.
Yeah.
Right? We saw the inverse of that, where, like, he's panicky on defense and then really reserved on offense, not knowing what to do. Right?
He was overly cautious when he could have been taking some pretty reliable punishes from his opponent instead.
Yeah.
I think Sunfred just the two players they ran up against each other with Sunfred had a play style that was going to win, and Truegrave didn't figure out how to adjust his, because Sunfred, he just saw that what he was doing was working and he didn't have to change it up too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was never forced to alter his strategy, so he just kind of even though some of them were close, it was never really close.
Yeah. But that was definitely a good match to watch. That's yeah, that was good. All right. Production talking to us. We got Ogwin versus BS Ninja. BS Ninja was asking me for advice earlier this week, and I gave him some advice. And I showed him all the instances where he could have exhausted instead of EQ'd, and he would have killed his opponent. And all the places where he could have style ability'd or mashed, or not fainted a style ability instead.
Was this before or after the match that we're currently watching?
I don't actually know. I think it was before.
So I guess we'll see if he starts implementing any of the things that you had mentioned.
Yeah, I'm hoping we see some of it. Yeah, see how BS Ninja is just throwing some moves and he's just waiting to see what happens.
Right.
That's great. That's what you should do.
Yeah,
and there were a lot of blocked flutes, and then
gather data, figure out what they like to block, what they like to bite on.
Oh, Rain does not make it.
BS Ninja's using an old reliable of a deck too. He's got Crane, Flute, Crane. This is just he's running some kind of.
It's the sneak deck. Yeah, no, it's actually just straight sneak deck.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, you see, he got hit and then he turtled up, waited for a heavy. Oh, I like the EQ.
Yeah, he farmed back a little bit of ghost health off that too. So that was an EQ that doubled as a heal. It paid off pretty well.
Yeah, that was definitely good EQ.
I think BS Ninja, he's getting a little bit trigger happy. He wants to close out this stock.
Yeah, in some ways he is getting trigger happy. In some ways he is being defensive. He does have quite the health lead though.
Yeah.
You can kind of see like BS Ninja is like really playing the rhythm game of Absolver, right? And then when he's getting hit, he's being a little more defensive, trying to find some heavies like that.
Yeah, he's kind of he's locking into this like sidekick leg breaker loop and making most of his defensive decisions based on what he think is going to happen with those two moves in particular. And it's working out. He's avoided several of the leg breakers and the sidekick just there. Like that's what he's looking for, and it's working for him.
Oh, that was interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it should have worked, but it did.
I see the idea. You know, your opponent's at really low HP. You have enough to take a couple of hits still. Start pressing the front stagger. Keep him, you know, from wanting to mash.
Yeah, I think Ninja's just winning with a strong game plan right now.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of Absolver, even through the mid-level, like the mid-level of skill and Absolver, like you can play at like a very abstract game plan oriented viewpoint and get really far.
I think that's a good way to put it. Is he seems to have a genuine plan of like, okay, I'm going to use this stance with low back fist to kind of harass and threaten with pressure when I'm on offense. When I'm on, you know, defense, I'm going to look for these couple of situations and make choices on those. You know, he seems to have a good idea of how to look at situations and pilot his deck around them. You know, he's not overcomplicating things.
Yeah. Oh, I think he got hit out of the startup a side stagger.
The other thing I'm noticing here is that Aguen is really struggling to get his stamina bar to move. Seems like BS Ninja is at pretty high stam most of the time.
That was really good.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Block DQ, and then you press sidekick because you're pretty sure the other guy's buffering, and even if he's not, he's probably blocking.
Yeah.
There's good awareness to pick the correct
Because the
option
other
there.
thing, what people will do is they'll block the EQ, and then they're like, it's my turn to mash. I press 12, right? And then their 12 gets avoided.
Right.
That happens a lot. So pressing sidekick after the block DQ was really good, and he made a lot of health back, right? Like there were a lot of front staggers trading into a sidekick. This is great for Aguen.
He's in a good position here if he can just secure it like that.
Yeah, and down what, like a crane's worth of health or something?
Yeah, Aguen is sitting pretty good right now. He's managed to get it tied up pretty good. Except for, you know, he's gonna eat some sidekicks in 12 frames. That's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Not respecting the flute. Not respecting the crane sidekick mix up against Phasian. It is not a parry break point. It's very close to being one, but it is not.
Yeah. Ooh, BS Ninja just takes it. Once again, he looks for those leg breakers, sidekicks, and he's been pretty consistently correct on that situation.
Yeah. I think
and even if he blocks that, like his stamina bar has not been, you know, being threatened that much.
No, he's been pretty good at preserving his stamina, and even when he gets in a rough spot, he does have the shards for an EQ. So and we haven't seen guard breaks really, right? And I think he's really good at keying into the conditioning around this flute stance, right? Because a lot of these flutes are coming out and either landing on block or he's landing them straight out with crane confirms, right?
Yeah, he definitely has a good handle on the tools that he has.
Oh, good from Aguen.
Yeah, Aguen is starting to realize, well, if he just wants to front stagger through me, I'll start throwing my front punch and my heavies, you know, and look for it.
Ooh, nice execute. Execute with the EQ. Yeah, and I do think And what I mean by like, I think BS Ninja's having a good time playing like the rhythm game of Absolver. Like he has a feel of like when the thrusts are coming around switch kick and front stopper. And then he also has an idea of like when he should slow down and start looking for these heavier horizontals that are going to threaten him in front stance. And having played a little bit of Asian, like that can be kind of hard to deal with because when both your heavy options are horizontals, it feels like avoid classes can just spam side dodge and get out of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So it can definitely feel bad to play against Asian.
Ooh, he catches Ogwin biting on flute yet again. Ogwin, another thing I'm noticing every once in a while it's come up is he'll have like a super heavy coming at him or a you know, some kind of threatening move, but you know, you can block a couple of those before you have to. You know, Ogwin was biting that on full stamina when he didn't have to.
Yeah, this is I definitely think, you know, like again, playing really slow and defensive on your defense for Ogwin and then playing a lot more aggressively on his offense is gonna help Ogwin.
I really like that front stagger to close it out because you know the 12 frame or whatever would have worked, but
I don't like gold linking into front stagger because it's an omni parry. So
yeah, I guess that makes sense for this
so
matchup in particular.
every
yeah.
style ability except back dodge beats it.
I had not considered
every
that
style
angle.
ability option Phasian has. Sorry.
Let me
phrase that
I
better.
see what you mean. Against Phasian or if it was Forsaken, but in this particular matchup, I can see what you're saying that it was, you know, not as wise of a plan as just hitting the 12 frame.
Yeah.
But I like on paper I like the idea of saying like, well, I'm just gonna throw this thing out that is gonna be safe from mash for both of your mash options. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely see the prevailing attitude of I have
Because if
health
it's gonna
lead.
kill him, if he's one hit, you know.
Yeah.
I understand it, but yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I didn't consider that angle when I said it.
But I think that's well played from Ninja.
Yeah, BS Ninja did great. He was playing to a great strength for all of his tools. You know, he had a good plan. He was leveraging his tools well. He was guessing correctly in the situations where he was making, you know, informed guesses. He did great.
Yeah, and I think for Agawin, if he slows the defense down and like, you know, he could decide to only react to like flute sidekick, right?
Yeah.
And if he's in front stance, the maximum punish he can take is crane or wobble low. If he's in back stance, he might not even take a punish at all, and it can take a really long time for Ninja or somebody using sneak deck to kill him. So that's that many more opportunities.
12 frames.
That's that many more opportunities to turn the game around, right? So, I think that's a pretty good summary of.
Yeah, that was a good match. I like that one.
Yeah, it was great. So we have just your average do. Your average do. And PT 9073. PT has some other name on Discord and I forget what it is. Potato taco. Okay.
Gotcha. We got potato taco and duck.
So I've seen Duck in the VCs grinding.
Yep. You love to see a voice chat grinder.
So we'll see what he's been working on. Oh, jackhammer. That's interesting.
A couple interesting moves so far. Jackhammer,
Knee strike,
gut punch.
Yeah. That is an interesting setup. I think I have an idea of how that jackhammer stance is structured. If I'm right, there's a side dodge breakpoint, but it can be a little difficult because sometimes jackhammer has crazy tracking.
Yeah, jackhammer is one of those moves where your style ability against it, if you're not a parry class, kind of depends on, you know, connection and timing and the current position of the moon and a handful of other things.
If Mercury's in retrograde.
Right. If Mercury's in retrograde, Jackhammer Punch is a pretty good move. If it's not,
Yeah.
you know, it's bad.
Yeah. Oh. Excuse me, Duck is a she. I did not know that. That is my bad.
But yeah, Jackhammer Punch, it's an interesting one. I don't think it's a bad move necessarily. I do think it kind of depends on what you're going up against. Similar to Hammer Kick in that way.
Yeah. Or if Duck starts landing, avoids on Jackhammer, she gets a sidekick or a 16.
Yeah.
On
fat
every
punish
Jackhammer
and a lot
avoid.
of stamina.
Yeah, and double stamina. So it might be tricky for her to avoid, but if she can land the avoid, it's very worth.
Yeah. The potential payout is really big. So Duck ties it up in a certain way. They're tied on stocks, but this is a painful health situation.
Yeah, that is tough.
Be a good time to start looking for some Jackhammer Punches to try and take, you know, your big swings. Not getting the avoid frames on the knee strike. Knee strike sometimes does that, where you get the sidestep, but you don't get the avoid frames.
Yeah, well, a lot of these heavy thrusts can be tricky to avoid because if you avoid them too late, they track you, right?
Yeah. And if you avoid them sometimes too early, you don't get your slowdown and your punish.
Yeah. So, and then also sometimes it depends what side you dodge to. So
Yeah.
that's
What a
always
lovely
great.
and consistent game that we play.
Yeah.
Oh, you see, it happens again there. No punish on the knee strike
Yeah.
because the avoid was too soon.
Now, the situation does not look good, but
No.
it is definitely winnable. I like the slowing down. We're slowing down the defense. It's definitely
They're
harder
kinda
for
taking a
Potato to
little
do
more
anything.
control of the pace. I like these delay presses. These are just keeping PT on their toes.
Yeah. Oh, if you got that Duck.
It would have been beautiful.
Yeah.
Crane
Oh, the
not
back
easy.
walk.
Held down on the
Back
stick
walk
for a second,
forces an
got out of the
EQ.
crane.
Yeah.
This is pretty even. Half health isn't great, but it's not unwinnable.
No, I mean, it's 2 fluke cranes away
Yeah.
from being even, right?
Yeah, and if Duck keeps like kind of throwing PT off of their rhythm with those delay
Oof.
presses,
But they're not watching for spinning high kick at all.
that's such low stamina, and no shards to EQ out of it either. This is scary. Just keeping them locked down with the low back.
Uh-oh.
That could, you know, you've been
No
given a
guard break
second chance.
combo.
What, ooh, I was gonna say what will
Yeah.
you do with it, but nothing could be done.
Yeah. Panic mash. I understand. I've done exactly that thing
We've all
many
been there.
times.
Interesting interaction to start the round there. Whiffing 2 moves directly in front of your opponent and then hitting them.
Oh, finally got the slowdown.
Yeah. Maybe getting the handle on the avoid timing for that move.
Ooh, no punish on the guard break there.
Here's one thing Duck might be noticing is she doesn't seem to have to worry about getting guard broken because it's not hurting that much.
No. Maybe on knee strike, because I think knee strike goes into spinning high kick. But,
Yeah. But these random other heavies, they're mostly leading to a couple of 12 frames, if that. Well, there's your knee strike guard break. It's
Yeah.
a feint into crushing palm.
Which, you know, if you just
Might
don't
still
have
be
enough health, it
avoidable,
doesn't matter
honestly.
how bad the guard break punish is, right?
Yeah, if it kills you, it kills you. Yeah, what I'm noticing here is Duck is kind of, at least in this game, he's getting locked on defense. You know what I mean? Duck is not managing to get a turn started like the last game, where she could kind of, you know, control the pace with the delay presses and keep PT from just swinging.
Well, it's happening right now,
Yeah.
but you see there's a big stamina trade-off, and then the guard break.
Yeah, that
but
guard break
not a
and
full
these couple of
punish.
12s just undoes all of the work that she had put in.
Yeah, this knee strike jar bash crushing is doing a lot of stamina damage. We're getting
Crucial here.
the more
Gonna
12s
be
out
looking
on
up there for the EQ.
with the flute ghost health for a little bit of a
Yeah.
heal, and we're almost up to half health.
Yeah, we saw this situation last game. It's doable. You just, I wonder if Duck is thinking, okay, last time this happened, so on and so forth happened. I'll be different this time. But
See, after Temple Knock, I would be looking at just dodge left if I were a Windfall player.
yeah.
Crushing Palm
Once
would have
again, a
killed.
second chance.
Okay.
Let the guts punch fly and get killed for it.
The other thing we could start seeing is some feints into style abilitying the daggers.
Yeah, if the
But,
staggers are not getting feinted that much, and you got to kind of force them to start feinting it by, avoiding and taking your fat punish.
Yeah. Or trapping a heavy yourself, right?
Yeah, you kind of have the option there. You can take some decent punishes, or you can kind of, play the stamina game and chunk them with your heavies.
Yeah, I definitely am a fan of trapping heavies. Because there aren't many ways to pressure stagger, but that is one of them.
See, this stock is going particularly well. Ooh,
Yeah.
As soon as I say it. Sorry, I should just not speak. I
Yeah,
appear to
but it
encourage
wasn't
our
a full
competitor.
punish. Oh no!
No, too late on the gold.
Into
wave.
another not full punish. And then,
All right, this is the closest it's been so far.
yeah,
What
Liverny
will she
clipped.
do differently?
Liverny clipped the side dodge. That was crazy.
Yeah, that's the big thing I'm noticing is even when Duck is baiting out staggers, she's not like really getting anything off it. The staggers are just hitting her block, and then if the stagger hits your block, you can still press. Even better is if you avoid the stagger in the first place and force a situation.
Yeah, this is looking kind of rough though.
Yeah. This is
Oh, no crane confirm.
It'll take a miracle. Ooh, and no miracle today.
Yeah. The miracle would have been that stagger phasing through Wallet Blow, because Wallet Blow is just a magical move.
True. It has been blessed by Slow Clap's finest essence.
Not only is it a mid-horizontal,
Yeah, sometimes it has no hitbox.
sometimes it's a mid-horizontal that back dodges.
Yeah, I don't know. Duck is just kind of playing this like it's Windfall, sort of. This is not a Windfall mirror. You gotta operate a little differently when you feint.
A little, but I also think some better decisions could be made to counter the weaknesses of the stances that Potato has.
That's true.
The
deck isn't the most perfect deck I've ever seen by any means.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you don't... Potato doesn't have a good guard break punish on the guard break move, right? It's either jar bash, crushing palm, or leg breaker into something else, right? So either are, full guard break punishes.
Man, I feel like you see these mashes, like mashing 12 frame and getting hit and kind of losing the rhythm. I think that Duck had the rhythm in the first couple of games, like with the delay presses and stuff, but I think that we're experiencing, as it sometimes happens on Game 3, a bit of a demoralizing moment, Thinking like, how the hell do I hit this dude enough to win? How do I get my pressure established? And it starts to feel a little like, snowbally. Yeah, see stuff like that. Popping the EQ at full stamina just to say like, screw you, I want my turn back. You know,
Not the best use of EQ.
no,
right?
you could use that a little more efficiently. And I think that throwing it out like that can be decent when you are, you know, maintaining momentum, but not when you're, you know, down 2 games and 2 stocks. You know.
I agree. Oh, getting hit by the cleaver, but EQ'd the leg breaker. Oh Jesus. Temple knock delay pressure.
Ooh.
Ooh, oh, come on, that's not right.
That was
That's not right.
That was either connection jank or the late gold link that left a gap.
I mean, it looked like wallet blow hit, and then the game decided it didn't hit.
Yeah.
To me, so that is unfortunate.
Just an Absolver moment. So that was PT taking it 3-0.
Yeah, with a bit of a weird deck, but Stagger is very strong. And Stagger definitely can feel dominating at mid-level and lower because it's hard to deal with offensive style abilities.
Yeah.
And then Stagger starts to feel weak once people understand how to abuse Stagger's style ability. Like there are some moves that can just be dodged, and then you can like parry or dodge even when Stagger successfully dodges. And then you're getting your heavies trapped against you as Stagger, and that feels really bad. And then once you understand that Stagger exists to do nothing, then Stagger becomes really strong again.
Yeah. A bit of an interesting bell curve.
Yeah, it's interesting how Stagger transforms between the skill levels. So, those are some good matches, though.
Yeah.
And we got Apollo and who?
Corb, I believe. Corb and Apollo.
Sorry, it's mute for a second. Corb. You know, I see Corb a lot in the Discord. I haven't fought him at all, really. I don't really know that much about him.
Yeah, I can't say I'm too familiar with their game either.
But I've talked to Apollo a bit. He's asked me for advice on a handful of things. Not recently, but he has. It's the Corb. Yeah. Not tournament legal map, but it's fine.
It's, you know, it's a beautiful summer day here at Rivario's Tree. Sometimes I miss this place. Reminds me of a simpler time.
I miss the Coliseum, man.
Yeah. Bring back.
Did you say you have a box of donuts, 2%?
Real donut in the hole in it. Ooh, axe kick.
Axe kick is interesting. But not a box of donuts.
Man, production's holding out on us. I want you all to know, production has said that he has several boxes of donuts, and we won't be getting any of them. Anyway,
sidekick curled.
Yeah, sidekick curled. Ooh,
drunk paw? What is going on?
Drunk paw into the axe kick.
No, it's drunk. No, it's axe kick into drunk paw. Right?
I mean, you could loop him, right? Couldn't you?
No.
Because drunk paw is,
because axe kick goes to opposite side.
Oh, true,
drunk paw goes to same side.
Yeah. Drunk paw is an interesting choice. It is basically what if you wanted a 360 tornado kick, but it looked really funny. And in either case, it's still like, well, why aren't you just using spinning high? You know?
I just started having like PTSD flashbacks to when Joker would unlock away Drunk Paw, and you
Yeah.
couldn't hit him because you would try to like crane him, except it's Drunk Paw and it's a strafe move,
It's
right?
strafe it, yeah.
And it's like,
Forbidden technology. Technology lost to the modern era.
yeah. Absolver Plus, you've killed the beauty of the game.
Corb going for some gravity shenanigans.
Oh, I
keeping
love
Apollo
her.
at low stamina. I like that.
I like the gravity shenanigans,
Yeah.
especially against Forsaken. It's really strong because the only thing Forsaken can do is try to manual dodge it, which you can do. It's just Lamau, you're manual dodging now.
It's purely a flex to do that.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not, because you don't want to fucking eat the gravity debuff because it debuffs your stam regen.
Yeah, that's true.
So you don't take extra stamina damage, but you don't regenerate stamina, right? So gravity becomes really strong. People don't know that. And it's also only 2 shards, where
Yeah, it's pretty
exhaust is
cheap.
3 shards.
Ooh, he runs away.
You know what? I understand.
I mean, it's scary to be exhausted when your stamina bar is already blinking red. You're basically, you have no choice to survive but to turn around and leave.
Yeah.
Ooh, no full punish. Ooh, we had an opportunity there, but
Yeah,
Corb
I mean,
mashed
that's
instead
still
of
really
avoiding.
good for Corb, though.
Yeah.
I mean, barely any health going into the last stock. Can't be too upset with that. Drunk Paw from 3 meters away.
Ooh, that flute's gonna hurt. Apollo trying to work the miracle.
See more Drunk Paw? Drunk Paw? No Drunk Paw.
No drunk paw, goes for curled instead. I wonder what Apollo's shard situation was there. Because he had no health, no stamina. Like, about the only thing you can do there is hit the D-pad to try and save yourself. But he might not have had anything to work with.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually wasn't keeping track too closely of Apollo shards.
Yeah, me either. Just reaching in and starting the round off with a hefty stamina advantage.
See the triple feint face back fist? That was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm liking the layers we're seeing here. And also I'm liking, this might be the most usage of Drunk Paw we've seen since the days of Joker Tech, as you were saying.
Yeah. The only other time I've seen Drunk Paw is when I used it on PS4 to play Cult. Which I understand why Joker was using Drunk Paw now.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to put yourself in the shoes.
Crushing Palm from very far away as well. Roll
I
back
like the
fist.
feint on that
Where-
wide hook because the last like 2 or 3 that he's thrown have gotten styled.
Where's roll back fist?
It's right after his wide hook, dude. We haven't seen it yet because he's been letting the wide hooks just fly, but
This deck is so weird to me. I don't
yeah,
understand it.
it's an unorthodox one, I would say, or at
Yeah.
least it contains some unorthodox spots.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird structure. I kind of like understand the mix-ups he's trying to go for. There's a lot of heavy mix-ups
Yeah,
and then some 12s, right?
yeah. In contrast, Apollo is running a much more tried and tested set of strings. I don't know. I'm always, whenever I see face back fist into wide hook, I love that. I'm always a fan of that. I used to run that for quite a while. There's just
Yeah,
something
I ran it
satisfying
for a
about
while too. And then I had to play against Heelys, and Heelys just kept mashing it, and I was like,
Yep,
this,
I
this
feel
feels
you there,
bad.
dude. Similar experience. Now I just do face back fist wall up and I call it a day.
No, I'm a face back fist flute kind of guy.
You know, fair and respectable.
Uh-oh, he's getting stuck in feint, it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great parry. On the gravity.
Gravity's still gonna hurt him though. He's
Yeah, it's
operating
true.
on no stamina.
Oh, that was
Gets
a
mashed
tense
out.
moment. They're
Yeah.
one stock apiece, getting down to the last pixel of health. Yeah, you can see the gravity debuff, how it really affects stamina. And it's not the same as exhaust, where exhaust, like, you also take the extra stamina damage from everything, but you definitely notice it. And against, you know, any parry style, as long as Phasian's in front stance, right?
Yeah. Ooh,
Like-
takes the full punish. Yeah, that was perfect.
can't dodge it.
Perfect application of the flute stance there.
Hey, what's better than Crane flew Crane?
Yeah, he got his pressure, he got his stamina low, and he let it rip. Got the break, got the full punish.
A good parry. Oh,
Got a little greedy on the punish. He's getting a little greedy on 2 punishes there.
yeah. There are some moves that does trap, but
Apparently
those aren't either any of the moves where you can trap it. Yeah, gravity versus Forsaken. Into
Gravity
the
and
exhaust.
big damage.
Oh, wow.
That's almost, dude, that was a clean setup at the end. You see that? Gravity
Yeah.
into exhaust, into guard break, into hit his guard again, and now he's at 1 stamina.
And it wasn't just guard break. He did Chad Hook rollback fist.
Yeah,
and
it's
then,
a lot of damage.
And then it could have been, I think it could have been Temple Knock, but he didn't go for Temple Knock.
Yeah, he
went for
wanted to
axe
chunk the
kick.
stamina again. That was a dirty setup. I like that.
Yeah.
Man, it's got to be rough to be playing. You know, Forsaken is not known as a class that really has an easy time managing their own stamina. And you're playing against like sidekick, curled, crushing palm, you know, all these heavies and stuff. It's you know, gravity's getting thrown at you constantly because it's so cheap.
Yeah.
It's,
Especially
it's tough to keep that white bar above half in that kind of conditions.
if you're not landing early parries on all of these moves, you take really big punishes.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's easy to say, oh, just early parry, but it's not easy to do. Not a lot of people can do it. So,
What's the combo? Not a real
not
combo.
that. Axe kick does not work after rollback fist and a guard break combo.
You can see
We're gonna
Corb
see a gravity. We're gonna see a
rotating
gravity.
over- Yeah, this is a prime time to be looking for it. I'm also liking when he's been throwing gravity, he's been throwing it like mid-string. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was half expecting to see it there because a lot of times he'll do it from that temple knock stance where he'll poke a couple times with temple knock, he'll start gold linking, and then he'll throw the gravity on his block so that he can kind of keep the pressure up. And
Gravity at the start? I guess it's okay. I mean, look at his stamina.
yeah, it's working out for him. Using it like a cheap exhaust. Burns himself out, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
Once again, the mid-string gravity, full punish. Ooh, yeah, that's
Full
a full punish
punish.
right there. That hurts.
all right, we got a parry. Not a full punish on the guard
Yeah.
break for Apollo.
Corb's starting to run away with this. I'm seeing Apollo make some technical errors. You know, he dropped his guard break punish there. He kept pressing at no stamina, which, you know, could have gotten him more hurt than it did. But
Yeah. You
yeah,
see
Corb's
gravity
starting
there
to get
again.
some real momentum.
Yeah, I think Corb is realizing how much damage his gravity's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's getting a lot. Like, he got parried on that wide hook a lot of times in the first couple games, but now he seems to have quite the handle on Apollo's habits around it. I like the decision to mash on the temple knock there because Corb has axe kick as the alt on the temple knock stance. So it's like if you mash
Yeah.
and you're wrong, you're eating an underknee kick, which is like, you know, it's not too bad comparatively.
Yeah, and typically, like, you don't always want to mash there because if you do get hit by, like, under knee or something, you know, the liver knee becomes safe.
Yeah.
So you don't always want to mash there, but when it's axe kick there, it doesn't matter if
Yeah,
you
you
get
don't have
hit
to worry
because
about it.
even on hit, it's not safe. But
Well, man, Corb just takes it. He cleans that last one up pretty damn quick.
yeah, with just temple knock underneath, poke.
That was a good
So
set.
That was
That's the
very
last
good
of
from
our
Court.
sets today. Oh, yep. That's the last one of the evening. Yeah, we had some good games tonight. I liked. I saw a lot of people who had a good plan going in, which you don't always see that when you run a bracket for players who are not the strongest you've ever seen. Sometimes you
Yeah.
see a little bit of flailing, a little bit more panicking than you might see at finals of Jade Fest or whatever. But we saw a lot of players who genuinely seemed to have an idea of what they wanted to do.
Yeah, and I was very happy to see that because that's a big part of Absolver. I think that really gets neglected even.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Uh,
because you can't in other games sometimes you can be a technical master and outspeed your opponent with your incredible mechanical dexterity and overwhelming offense. You can't really do that in this game. This game really relies on you having first of all a plan for what you want you to be doing, situations you're looking for on offense, and second of all adaptation, watching what the other guy's doing. You're really you're not playing the single player highly technical run your offense until they're dead type of game. You just can't do it here.
no, it's a very different game. Absolver is a much slower game, and also because there comes a point where everything that's threatening becomes reactable, and so now you have to have a plan, right?
Yeah.
You can't, and at a mid-level of the game, you really start to have to thinking about that Absolver isn't really a fighting game. It's really a strategy game.
It's not a bad way to put it. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And certainly having crazy cracked reactions helps with that, right? But I've also seen a lot of people with crazy cracked reactions. This happens to a lot of disciple Phasians. They have crazy cracked reactions. They'll twitch react everything. And it's like, okay, but if I feint spinning high kick 5 times in a row and you're eating a temple knock 5 times in a row, I will eventually kill you, and I'm willing to do that to win.
Yeah.
But it's just a painfully slow game now.
It's about that long-term ability to consider that the guy on the other end of the screen is a human being, and how you can manipulate a human being to react in certain ways, and be mindful that they're going to be trying to do it to you too.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people get trapped in that low to mid level of gameplay of just kind of operating purely on instinct and not really paying actual attention to the habits of their opponents, or not really paying actual attention to like, oh well, if I do these moves, then this is the reaction it tends to elicit. Then we saw a lot of people today who were not falling into those pitfalls, which I think is great.
Yeah, I think we saw some strong game plans. I think we saw a little bit of struggling with the unknown, but nothing that can't be overcome by
that's what
any
the
of the
coach is for.
students.
That's why
Really,
you play in these events. You gotta see the unknown, and it becomes known.
yeah. So there's an analysis section. I know Gamek's been a big part of it. I think any of the students are interested that are watching. I think there's some very actionable stuff that we can give you in the analysis section. So hope to see some more good matches, some level ups between the weeks.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how these players are doing. Towards the end of the event, you always like to see like the progress being made from day one versus day whatever the last one is.
There's 2 more weeks, right?
Just one.
Just
one.
one.
More week,
There's one more week.
Yeah. Yep.
So
next week will be the last stream.
Well, next week's the last stream then, and I expect to see you all there.
Yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. And as Red Rain said, participants, don't be afraid to ask for coaching from the guides, either in the student server or in the academy server.
Yeah, we are always happy to help.
And obviously, thank you for commentating, you two, and good job for running the stream. Very much appreciate it.
Yeah. Shouts out to everybody involved and the players. You're part of everybody involved.
All right. Well, I think
That's all I got.
it for the night. Good stream, good fights, and we'll see more good fights next week.
Yeah.
Right on.